A veteran-created nonprofit here in Cincinnati played a role in a new law signed by President Donald Trump, aimed at veterans' benefits and transition. I recently spoke to those involved during a recording of the Homefront podcast.
We built TVCA with that in mind, as this was a national concept.
Nate Pelletier is on the Tri-State Veterans Community Alliance Board, one of the founding members of the Cincinnati-based organization with a concept to change the way service members transition back home.
The military, like soldiers have to go from, when they're out processing from one base, they have to in-process to another. Well, why shouldn't it be any different when they're making another change, which is out-process from the military and in-process to the community?
The concept, a hub-based system across the country to help with the transition on a community level. Already in their run-up of the concept, they've linked up groups similar to theirs in Colorado Springs, Boston, Massachusetts, Phoenix, Arizona, and Houston, Texas, where John Bursler heads up Combined Arms.
And at the end of the day, it's the responsibility of those communities to ensure that they successfully transition and reintegrate so that they can continue to make an economic and social impact on those communities.
The military member, the veteran, the family member, they get frustrated.
Rusty Martis recently took over as the director of TVCA.
So what we can do is we can help build that plan, work it with the goals, and get you to the right place so you can get those items accomplished that you want to get done.
We want to make sure they get into a lot of the right doors and find the right employer and all that, and just know that they have a support network all the way through.
This hub concept created in Cincinnati was part of House Bill 5649 during the last Congress. But by the time the bill became law, the concept made it to the president's desk. The funding did not. Nate Pelletier says they are heading back to Washington in the coming weeks to convince lawmakers to bring forward the other half.
We want to have a pilot, right, in order to evaluate that. So that's what we're advocating for, is to pull the meat of that, which is Section 103 out of the HR Bill 5649, to pull that forward and get that approved, and there's funding that goes along with that.
Nate surmises this type of transition platform, though, really has the potential to help curb veteran homelessness and unemployment by working upstream to help the veterans achieve success right after they get out. By the way, you can listen to the entire Homefront podcast on Stitcher, Google, or Apple Podcasts. Just search for Homefront. You can also find additional information on my Facebook page, McKee WCPO. And if you ever have a veteran-centered story in your community, send me an email, homefront@wcpo.com.